What's going on, everybody? It's your boy here, Jonathan, aka KleinGuy Jon. Welcome to the channel. It is now 2:30 p.m. here in the East Coast of the United States, New York City, Staten Island, New York. Oh man, I tell you, what a week! What a week! I hope everybody's having a good weekend, enjoying whatever weather forecast you're having right now. First things first, let me just check the audio. Okay, not too bad. It's just a couple seconds delayed. I do have some drop frame rates here at 1.0%, so there may be some sort of technical difficulties. The drop frames I can't really help on. It's just doing its thing. Usually I don't have drop frames, but it happens. I see we got Raleigh Jones Vlogs is here. What's going on, buddy? Appreciate you coming in. So today's topic, we're going to talk about what do you want or expect from this trade. What do you want from this trade? That's the topic. But before we get to that, first things first, gotta run the intro. You know how that goes, guys. So I'm gonna run it. All right, and we're back. So, how's everybody's weekend? What I'm gonna probably most likely do, I know every time I go live, just to point out, what I will do is I will set the timer. Well, I'll go live, but you will be at the starting the stream soon title. And how it's going to happen is it's going to be about maybe 20 minutes before the show starts. And then I would do is after the first half of the 20, I'll just put the 20-minute timer on. And that way, I want to get some people coming in, some more viewers in the live stream and in the chat room. Now, I know it's not like the live stream, I feel it's not really benefiting as much, but I do it anyway. Let's see here. What do we got here? Okay. Hey, yo, construction is going on. Construction Cronies is live in 30 minutes. How dangerous is construction? And what you need to know about construction safety. Very nice, my man. Yo, Chris Conco Vlogs. I gotta tell you, bro. You're doing, and I say this all the time. Whenever I see him pop up, you're doing awesome. You're doing great on your channel. You're doing awesome work. Keep it up, bud. Keep going. Also, before we continue, I have to say, gotta do a little we gotta throw in a little bit of advertisement here. So, this point out to those of you who live in the New York City area, audio. Can you guys hear me? One second. Audio. Can you guys hear me? Okay, good. I can hear. All right. So, if you're living in this New York City area, if you are a business owner or a homeowner or a property management owner, work in property management in office, give Leader Electric a call. We also do service contracts where we come in, send a service tech out, an experienced electrician, and we service any needs that you have that's based on any electrical work that you may have for us or need repairing. So contact our service department at 212-665-0600. And if you have any larger jobs, give our contract office a call at 212-665-0606. We are experienced in troubleshooting new construction, violations removal, fire alarm and security, CHP generator systems, remodeling and renovations, intercoms and 220-volt services, voice, data, audio, video, AC lines, boiler, motor controls, as well as service installs ranging from 240 or 480 volts, 208 volt, 208, 220, and 277. All right. So, Leader Electric, give us a call at either of these contact informations, whether you want us to have a service contract or projects. Call our contract office at the second number. We are located at 2218 Broadway, Suite 244 in the heart of Manhattan, New York, New York, 10024. And if you'd like to contact the offices directly, you can type in contacts at leaderelectric.net through that email, or visit the website at www.leaderelectric.net. For all your electrical needs, call Leader Electric. How's that, guys? There we go. Figured it out. Um, okay, so sorry about the audio. My hand touched the bottom cord of my microphone and it messed with the audio. So, okay, you guys should be able to hear me on on these, hopefully on all these feeds. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. It happens through all the HD camera, the camera here on the laptop, so I do apologize for that. It happens. My hand, it's so close to the keyboard, so it's kind of hard to move with the little space I have here. All right, so yes, you can hear me. I can hear you. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So I can hear you guys. You guys can hear me. Well, I can't hear you guys, but you can hear me, so I have it here. Let's go to the live chat. So we got Bruce Lean says, "I can hear you now. It cut back again, I think." No is good. All right. So the topic for today we're talking about is, what do you want from this trade? But in general, well, a specific trade, we're going to talk electrical. And if you're watching, you're in the electrical trade. Great, good for you, awesome. Um, I'm saying that it's just not the electrical trade is not the only trade. Um, there are other awesome trades: a plumbing trade, HVAC, welder, carpenter. They're all great trades, but we're talking about at this point, for those of you who are in the electrical trade, we're just getting into it. Like I said, the topic is, what do you want from this trade? You what do you want? What does anybody want from this trade? Me coming in, for example, me coming in into this trade, what I expected was to get enough experience to be the best in this trade as I can, as it can be, of course. I expected a lot from myself. I expected to show my best, do my best, and be the best. Not to bring people down. I expected myself to, you know, give back. And what I wanted was to basically get enough experience and not be not be supervised all the time. You know, so as you grow into this trade, and the more you learn, the more experiences you get, the better someone's going to trust in your skills and trust you to do it on your own and not have to worry about you making any mistakes and causing any damage or causing a work hazard around you and others. So yeah, I mean that's what I wanted. What I wanted was to be in a van, do service calls or do service contract calls. Contracts meaning they take place a week or 2 weeks at a time, 2 weeks during the month, or possibly a monthly contract, which requires me to travel back and forth from home. Yo, we got King of the Crease. Yo, King of the Crease, bro. I haven't heard from you for how long? Dude, welcome back. Thank you for stopping by, man. I want to be. He says I want to be an electrician in Staten Island. Is that a question or is that a statement? Let me know, bud. Bruce Lee says I want to make it all the way to the top. My goal is to one day get licensed. One day get licensed and start my own company specializing in wiring new custom homes. Well, that's good. I mean, keep up with that attitude. It's always good to stay positive, be hungry, constantly hungry. Um, you know, absorb as much information as possible. Ask questions. If you're starting off in this trade, ask questions. Doesn't hurt. Don't feel like whatever question that like builds up in your brain that you have that you want to ask. Don't think of it as a stupid question. I was I was taught by other mechanics when I first started. No question that you have in mind is dumb. The reason for that being you're starting off in this trade, you're going to have a lot of questions. You're going to wonder about certain things. So why does this work? How does that, you know, you know, operate? What does this do? What does that do? What's the purpose of a push button switch to or to activate a sliding door? What's the purpose of fire alarms? You're going to have so many questions about it. Ask the most experienced electrician in on the job site, or whoever you may be working alongside with, a journeyman, a mechanic, You can even work alongside a junior mechanic at times. The best the best people you should be asking when you're in this trade as you're starting out as an apprentice is asking the mechanics, the experienced mechanics, the foreman, the project manager, and then all the way to the owner, the CO. You know, ask questions. Don't be afraid to get them. I mean, you may think some at some point, you'll feel stupid for asking, but don't. You'll learn by getting the answer. And if you still don't understand, have that mechanic or foreman show you, what they mean. Yeah. So, King Gary says I do enough work in Staten Island as is, brother. Like, there's companies that are possibly hiring Staten Island. I'm not. Let's just say I don't have any actual connections to contractors in Staten Island. I don't know anyone who works for any company in Staten Island. I do, just one in particular that I used to work for, but I don't keep much in contact with them as often. But once in a while, I do. Just say, hey, what's going on? Like, what's going on with this company and that. But I mean, dude, if you're serious, if you're serious, what you're doing now is great, King. In my opinion, what you're doing now in refrigeration, I'd say keep with that. It's but I mean, if you're, there's guys out there who was like, hey, I'm 30, I'm 40 years old, I want to learn a new trade. I mean, that's okay, okay, but you got to think at the long run of it, long term side of things. Um, I know you love what you do because you're good at it. You know, when I first started doing electrical, I mean I've told this story multiple times. When I started doing electrical, before I started electrical, I was in the HVAC field in that trade, and it was seasonal from where I was working at in Manhattan. So summertime was booming, wintertime, like fall, wintertime, it just slowed down. And I guess it just depends on the companies you work for. Like, who, do they do heating, or do they do work year round, including heating, or is it just air conditioning? Things like that. Just kidding. I've been in my trade for 21 years now. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, there's no way, dude. I know for a fact you're not gonna switch over. You've been there too long. You invested too much time in your trade that you develop so many skills. Without a doubt, you're definitely gonna stay there. Oh man, dude, I'm glad you're here, man. It's been a while, dude. What have you been up to? King of the Creeks, what have you been up to? By the way, guys, if you're watching, if you're a silent watcher, if you're whatever, or you want to engage in a chat with me, get my attention, type at KleinGuy Jon over in the chat. My name will highlight in orange, notifying me that you are trying to grab my attention. Any questions you have, let me know. Ah, man. Oh boy. So, what do you want from this trade? So I explained that part. I want it to be thrown in a van, you know, work in service. Now, I'm not saying I don't want to work on, job sites. Once in a while, I like to, just to sort of, alternate. But um, I'm getting more used to the service side of things. Um, there are times where now I'm getting in my line of work. I'm getting now contract work, meaning it's a contract service in the service department where we're given a specific job where it's budgeted or estimated to be done within 3 weeks, a month, sometimes a month and a half, sometimes 2 months, and at times, if possible, a year. So I would just drive to the location. I would be the foreman or lead mechanic on the job. and they would throw in maybe like a crew of two men with me, or a total of three, including myself, that will work under my leadership. And you know, basically, I would have to talk to the client, you know, expedite, which is good. It's like these small project jobs, which is great because if you are looking into being in service, doing service work, you will get jobs like this where you become a foreman with a small crew of like two men, sometimes three, you know, and it could be beneficial for you because you will learn how to run a job. Um, and it could be very fun. It could be very, you know, enjoyable. You get to learn more, you know, gain more experience as a foreman. You learn different ways of how you can handle situations. You learn how to expedite. You know, plan week aheads. Plan out how, you know, what, you know, your estimated time of finishing before a deadline. Um, all kinds of things. And you're driving around. You know, you're driving either back and forth. Sometimes you'll maybe pulled off from there, do a quick service call, and then come back. Things of that nature. Since King of the Crease says, I can't work in an office all day. Cubicles and desks are not my thing. Would rather be in a van driving around fixing stuff. Exactly. I prefer that myself, my man. So, cheers to you on that one. Yeah. So that's what I wanted. Now, originally I did want was to one day become a project manager, and that requires to be dealing with lot of different clients and customers, and different contractors, owners, CEOs, working with other project managers from different trades, and basically overlooking all the work that's being done on the projects that you are assigned to run, um, and you're managing. So, for me, if I was to become a project manager, I wouldn't want to be sitting in an office, like King says, and you know, basically writing down, typing emails. I mean, I don't mind, but I have to be in the field. I gotta work alongside with my guys. You know, if I get my hands dirty, fine with me. I get my hands dirty. You know, just so I can help out and get the job done. Um, that'd be me. Uh, because you're so, for me, if I was to be a project manager, I'd be just too used to being in the field working with my hands. I can't wear a shirt and dress pants and shoes and walk around. You know, not just like pointing my finger, like, well, do it there, do it here. You know, um, which I wouldn't mind either, but I have to. I like to engage myself and work with my fellow brethren of electricians. But this day, in these times, not a lot of project managers are doing that because they're told by the CEO, you can't do that. You just need to overlook. You don't have to touch anything, fix anything, blah blah blah. But yeah, that would be me. But now that I look back at it, I say, you know what, I'm more of a service guy. I feel I'm leaning more to service calls. I like to engage with customers. You know, I always try to, if I can guarantee something, I tell them, yeah, I guarantee this work will get done. Times if I feel like I'm unsure and I can't guarantee, I say, listen, I can't throw in a guarantee that it'll get done, but we're gonna do the best we can to getting it done. You know, so you know, you can't really, certain jobs you can't really guarantee unless you're really sure of yourself that you can get it done, can and you can do it. All right. Um, let's see. Zafiel says can't even put on a shirt and dress pants for your live streams. Hey, listen, I could do that. You know, but this is a live stream for trades, like for the trade, the blue collar. We're all blue collar. We're, you know, um, we're the guys that, you know, basically build this country. You know, we keep it maintained. So that's how I always see it. All right. Um, I mean, unless you guys really want to see me with a dress shirt and dress pants and do live streams, like I'm sort of some sort of businessman or something. Hey, I could, but that wouldn't. kind of wouldn't make sense, you know. Now, don't get me wrong. I like to wear a suit and tie once in a while. I feel very comfortable when I'm wearing a suit and tie, but you know, why would I do that here? Makes no sense. I have a few minutes, so I thought I'd pop in and say hi. Yo, meet Dibbles. What's up, Dibs? Dibs is in the house. What's going on, buddy? I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, so now, now that I told you guys what I want from this trade, what do you guys want from your trade? Now, I know it says specifically electrical, but I'm seeing there's some guys here who are auto mechanics. We got a refrigeration tech, you know, King of the Crease, of course, Big Brian. Uh, any of you guys, let me know in the chat. What do you want from this trade? Right, what do you want from it? And be honest. Be straight up. You know, we come here. We're all gonna be honest about, you know, with each other about what we do. Let's be honest. What do you want from this trade? Let me know in the chat room right now. Let's talk about it. Oh, good. The frames dropped at 0.4%. It was at 0.7. Okay. I'm looking pretty good. I'm only a troll, not the trader. Everyone wants money so they can do stuff more interesting. Okay. All right. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, what money does, you know, money is a big part of what we do. Job security. I like that answer. King of the Crease, you're exactly right. Job security. You gotta, you know, we want work. And I agree with you, man. I want a job. I'm in this trade because it's year-round work. You want a trade that's year-round work. It doesn't slow down or has a cutoff point, and then you sit at home for like 2 to 3, 6 months, and then come back. You know, they call you back, say, "Hey, yeah, we're up and coming again." Yeah, job security. Like you're getting work year round. The company could afford to pay you on your vacations when you need. Good insurance. Who doesn't want good health insurance? With that, good pay, good hours. Um, you know, kind of like a guarantee that you're not gonna get let go. Like the business is not gonna tank. You know, you see where I work is you get close. This is what I say. Get close with management. That's another thing you should do. Get close with management. Get close with your project manager. Get close with, you know, HR, payroll. Um, get close with the owner. Like really get to know the owner. Sit with them. Be straightforward with the owner. You know, because they'll be straightforward with you. They're gonna tell you, hey, look, you know, we like you. You do a great job. Listen, things are they're going to tell you if there's, you know, if things are slowing down, you know, or things are getting better, you know. They're always, you know, you always want to kind of have that connection with the owner, right? And upper management. Great pay, short hours, says Tips. Right, great pay, short hours. Okay, all right. Well, you know what? Hey, listen. You know, you're not wrong there, Diz, because I have an uncle who lives in Florida. He does air conditioning work as well. He has his own LLC business, and he works for another company up there, and he has his own work van, and he has a company work van that he works under. Um, yeah, he works Monday to Thursday. Fridays he's off, and he doesn't mind. What is it like? What do you get? Like 1,000 something dollar check or whatever. Where if he was to work 5 days a week, he could get way more than that. But he's fine with that because he has an LLC. He's got a side job, you know, and he's willing to go down and just like, oh, I could do this on a Saturday or a Sunday. I can provide to my client. Like he's living a good life with my aunt. I mean, like that's a pretty awesome deal, you know. So you got people who do that. Bruce Lee says my company isn't that big. There's no HR and stuff like that, but we're always busy. My boss said on Friday that after Christmas, he's gonna hook me up. He said, "Don't worry, he's gonna take care of me." Okay. Listen, Bruce Lee, I just want to let you know, bud. That's great. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer on you. I'm not trying to rain your parade, but just be very careful about having conversations like that. Um, he says, I think that means I'm getting a raise. He already said once I get fully trained up, he's sending me on my own and giving me a truck. All right. Let me ask you this, though, Bruce. How long you been in the trade? Oh, I don't have any more water. Crud. Okay, let's talk about it. How long you been in the trade? It's not. I just want to sort of figure you out, and be honest. Because I've in the past I've had bosses say that, and you know, things could change where the business will suddenly like slow down, tank, or maybe it'll get so good to the point where he or she will reward everyone, but not everyone but you. I've been in situations like that. So, best thing to do is get it in writing. Get everything in writing. He could just say word of mouth. You can feel like you can trust him, and he's trying to make you trust you. But get it in writing. They say, hey, listen, sit with him. Say, hey, listen, we had that discussion that you would take care of me before the holidays. Listen, I kind of need it in writing. Like if you're really gonna do that for me, let's have it in full writing. Because if that's this is what you're saying, I'm gonna expect that you're gonna take care of me, and I'm gonna expect that you're gonna train me the best way you can. You can get me fully trained. You want to have everything in writing. You don't have everything in writing, you can get really stuck where like you're gonna be probably waiting for that raise for like another year to a year and a half, depending on how, like you say, is busy now, but things could change. So always have everything in writing, my man. Okay, just remember that. Um, Zayfael says some people hate me because I like email communication. Why? Because it's all documentation. Take it from Zayfael. Zayfael's got a good point. When you're having a conversation like one on one in person, it could just be a handshake or be like, listen, they can say they can guarantee it. If you don't have some sort of documentation about it, it could, like he says, it could be an email. Like email him, say, hey, you're gonna like take care of me. You said you're gonna, and he says, yeah, I'm gonna do this and that. That's right there itself in writing in email. All right. You can do it in all certain different ways. Text messaging is another way. Um, I wouldn't recommend recording the conversation in person. Maybe on the phone, you know, because you don't want to be stuck with like, hey, you said this, and then they can just turn around and say, well, I never said that. They can lie because you have no evidence, no proof, because proof that you can use against them, like in court or whatever. Um, so always keep that in mind, man. Like, so if you go to your boss next time, um, you know, or you can just email them and say, hey, the discussion we had about you kind of taking care of me when, before the holidays and this and that. Talk about it. Talk about it for a little bit. Make a small talk about it. And then if he says that, yeah, I'm going to take care of you, I'm going to take care of you, keep those emails, keep those conversations handy, because if he turns around and says, well, I never said that, you could show him, well, this is what the conversation we had online. What's going on? So always, always, always cover your ass. Always. All right. Um, I had a I had a situation in my first company where I was told, this isn't related to like a raise or anything, but I was told to go to one job site, and then I was told to go to another. Um, Turned out that when I went to the other job site, no one was there. It was basically a foreman or a journeyman actually trying to get me fired. And my boss was like freaking out, like, why are you over there? You're not meeting him. And I told him, yeah, he told me to meet your location. And then he called him. He said, no, I didn't. And it turned out he forgot that he texted me all that. We had a whole texting conversation about it. And I sent it to my boss, and he just kind of like he didn't get upset with me after that. He just said, okay, just go to the job and I have to talk with him. Things like that. You want to have proof on your side. You want to have to cover your ass. All right. I have 9 minutes. I promise I would be there. It's cool, Dibs. Do what you got to do, buddy. Okay, so it's almost a year. The owner seems like he's taking the truth. He's a really nice guy. Everyone in the company has a truck except me, but I just started with him a few weeks ago. I'm out working almost everyone. Well, there you go. Listen, that's great, but still, even if it's almost a year, have everything in writing, my man. No matter what, no matter what, they could say a word mouth, and you can hear it from one guy says, "Oh yeah, he's a good guy. We don't have everything in writing." You know, it may not be everyone, like you said. Get it in writing. Get it in like a proof email. Have that conversation, texting. Do what you can to get some sort of proof. All right, you just can't rely always on word of mouth or on a handshake. You want to get it in writing, any form of writing, email, text, um, anything like that. All right, so be smart. So for the next time, you want to cover your ass. You always want to. All right. Um, let's see. Anybody else? What do you want from this trade? Anybody here in the chat? Anybody? What do you want from this trade? We got about another 30 minutes here, guys. So this is an hour live stream. Overall, says Raphael, I think many people like being part of a great team doing extraordinary work. A lot of this covering your ass becomes non-issue if you are involved with such people. True, but if you're involved with a great team, like for instance my job, we use Microsoft Teams. So we have either private conversations or group conversations. So if the boss or management says something to one individual, it's documented as a text. They have to keep their word. If they cannot, they have to communicate. Listen, I know we said this and that, but we're kind of going through a little issue right now. Give us, give us some more time. Eventually, we're gonna give you what you want. Constant communication is key when you're trying to get a little more out of the company. Like you're saying, hey, I want a raise. I kind of want. You have to come up with a reason why. Communicate. It's all about communication. You can't expect them to give you a raise if they tell you, well, every year you're going to get a raise depending on your progress. Um, Sometimes that can never happen. They could forget about you because they're with other people in the company. So always, kind of throw in a little communication. Say, hey, it's almost a year or it's almost 6 months. Let's talk about getting my progress. And when you talk about the progress, talk about the raise after. So, do you think I could maybe get a raise? I would like to, maybe like about $2, $3, whatever. Um, Always communication is key. Communicating on the phone by talking word of mouth is not because that person could just say, "Well, what did I say that?" And it becomes confusion. You don't have no proof. All right. Doesn't matter if they're extraordinary. They're promising this and that. Get it in writing. All right. King of the Creek says the boss may get offended if you ask for it in writing. Be careful. Well, here's the thing. I learned the hard way because I did have a couple bosses who were like that. And yeah, they don't like it because they feel like now they have to fulfill that want because they don't like it because they feel like, damn, this guy's smart. He wants everything in writing. Damn, I can't get away with that. You know, let me figure some way. They're going to talk you out of not getting it in writing. Get it in writing. You don't have to officially get it in writing like a stamp or anything like that, but just email, text, you know, because if you can get them texting, they'll say like, crap, it's in text. He's got a copy. He could delete his text messages, but think about you got the proof. You know what I'm saying? So, or emails, you got the proof. So they can get offended all they want. Just understand that, you know, if they know that you're good and you're valuable to the company, they should at least recognize that, not get upset. You know, mention it once or twice. I mention it every once a month if like I feel like, hey, I need a raise. I'll mention it 1 month, then the next month if I don't see results, like, hey, we that discussion that we had, that we things like that, and then it gets them thinking like, what, we've been holding them off. Think it may be time to give them a little something. Let's see what we can do. Let's look at the budget. Let's look at this. Look at that. And have that conversation. But be very cordial. Be very professional. Don't don't constantly bug them every day. So when am I gonna get this? When am I gonna get that? Because they're gonna feel like you're just kind of like being a nuisance about it, and it's gonna make them think twice about giving you a raise. All right. Joke with your boss. Challenge them. Say if you really mean that, you would put it in writing. Well, here, when the only time you would actually say that is when they say they promise or they give you their word, and then they don't keep up with it. You can have that conversation and say that statement, and say, I want it in writing. It puts them into a corner where they're like, crap, and if they don't want to put it in writing, you're gonna have to give them a bit of an ultimatum. Whether you say, hey, listen, I've been here for 3 years. Last year, my first year with you guys, you gave me a raise. It's been 2 years since you gave me one. I was wondering, hey, when you guys are gonna work around, maybe give me a bit of a little boost in my pay, and be professional about it. Just don't sound angry. Don't give an attitude and all that. It doesn't get anywhere. You'll eventually just not get that raise. Um, sound like you're a really patient guy. Let them know how you feel about it. So, hey, catch you later, Dibs. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. But yeah, definitely have that conversation. Don't get upset. Don't catch an attitude. Just be, hey, just wondering this and that. When do you think this could happen? When do you think that you guys could possibly bump up my pay? And then give them a reason why you should get a raise. You say, well, I come in every day. I come in on time. I get the job done on time or much earlier. I'm managing a group of guys. I'm doing this. Do let them know what you're doing. You know, let them know the responsibilities that you're doing in the job. Let them know that, hey, the customers like my work. They, you know, things like that. Things that you want to mention, and they'll highly consider giving you a raise if if you don't come off as like, if you don't come off professional and cordial and polite about it, it just runs downhill. I had to learn it the hard way, and I had a boss that like promised me something, wasn't in writing, and I told him, and we got into a big argument about it, and I end up leaving, uh, or actually no, I ended up leaving. He ended up like letting me go. Yeah, it gets ugly, and it's not worth it. So you end up you sometimes you most likely, sometimes, not most, but sometimes you'll likely getting let go, and they'll tell you like, oh well, we don't have enough work, and that could be bull crap too, because you're looking around and like, well, everybody's working like crazy, like a mad dog, and you're telling me there's not enough work, and it's like, well, it's we gotta do budget cuts, and then you're like the only guy that gets laid off. You come to find out you're the only guy that gets laid off, so there's a reason. They just don't want to tell you the actual reason. So be very careful with words and how you approach management, and let them know, how you feel. Let them know that you're going through, you've been taking up a lot of responsibility, um, things of that nature, anything that's related to the job. All right. Catch your boss in the restroom and throw them into a stall and get up. Face and speak softly. Remember that raise we talked about? I've been thinking about it, and it's making me excited. I've been thinking about that conversation. Man, I don't know. I'm getting the sweats. Yo, Zayfael, you're funny, dude. Imagine that. Like you just throw him up against a storm. Like, I've been real excited about that raise we've been talking about. I'm catching sweats. I feel dehydrated. Oh man. Oh, that'd be funny. You know what's funny, Zayfael? It's funny you say that because my boss is like he's really cool guy. Like, I tell you something about my boss. He's a really cool guy. He's really laid back, and he cracks jokes too. He's hilarious. Um, Give me a second, guys. So, oh, what was it? Gosh, what was it that he said? I remember we had a conversation. The joke was, I mean, it was a stupid joke, really. It was an really old joke, and I said, hey, just joking. I said, hey, is your refrigerator running? And he goes, what do you mean, John? I was like, you better go ahead and run after it because it's getting away or something like that. And he goes, wow, that's really old school. Yeah, and he said something about like what was it called? Um, Damn, I can't remember now. It was a really funny joke. I just can't remember. We were talking about it on the phone. And anyway, I can't remember the joke. It was funny at the time, but I can't remember it now. Crap, I lost train of thought. But yeah, that's funny. I've been thinking about it. It's making me excited. That's funny, dude. That's hilarious. Let's see here. Um. So, anyways, whoa, what is this? Oh, whoops, whoops. Open up the window. That wasn't cool. There we go. Let's see. Okay, the frames. I don't know if I'm still. Am I in sync with the video? Let's see. I don't know if I'm still. Am I in sync with the video? Oh. I guess I am. But anyways, uh, so who else has a? Let me see. Current time, concurrent views. Okay. So who else wants something from this trade? What do you want from this trade? Let me know right now in the chats. They feel you're hilarious, dude. You killed them. Wrecked them. Damn near killed them. Oh my gosh, dude. That is funny. That's hilarious. That is funny, man. That was a good one. That was a really good one. I like that. That was really good. But let's see here. Oh man, you guys, you know what I totally forgot to do? And this was my bad. I forgot to take that photo of that Milwaukee hard case that I told you guys. Okay, sorry. I lost the audio again because I keep hitting the damn cord. Okay, that's a little better. Guy installing windows with full Milwaukee kit. Didn't all mind using my Ryobi caulking gun at all. It's funny. I bought a Milwaukee caulking gun, the M12. Not M18. I didn't. M18's a little. I think it's a little too much, I guess. But M12 is fine. much smaller. Um, yeah, so I mentioned about the that I was gonna take a picture for the Milwaukee hard case. And I didn't. Okay. Um, so I took a picture of the Milwaukee hard case, and what was it that I was supposed to take a picture of it, and you guys were supposed to guess. I was supposed to post in the community um, tab, and you guys were supposed to guess like what's inside of it. Um, so let's see if I think I may or may not have a picture of it. You know, I'll post it today, definitely. Later today, I'll post it because I didn't get a chance to take a picture of it. I was really busy. I had this a job where I was installing some air purifiers, and I had to like really move it, you know. So I didn't really get time to like take a photo of it, but I will. I'll post in the community chat. You guys let me know what you think. What's inside of it? What does DEX-1 stand for? And you know, yeah, we'll see who's like the winner of it in the list in the community. Whoever can guess what it is, I may throw in something like a little giveaway or something. So let me know. Let me know until then. All right. So, oh, it's almost that time, huh? We got a few more minutes. So what do you guys expect? Anybody else? What do you want from this trade? What do you want from your trade? Let me know in the chat. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's see something here. I'm trying to. Let's see what we have here. Let me know in the chat. Put it in the chat. What do you want from this trade? Let's see here. Quick question, guys. Actually, I do have one question. I know it's it's not really related to the topic, but if there's anybody, do any of you guys shop at cpooutlets.com? And if you do, is there any reason why that they say free shipping on orders over $99? And because I've had this experience, and I don't know if some of you ever had this. Now, when you put something in the cart and you're about to purchase something, and it's happened on a Saturday or on a Sunday, um, is there any reason why, if I was to buy something over 99 bucks on a weekend, that it doesn't they don't ship it for free? It's because they don't ship anything as soon as you order on a weekend, or is it just something that they only do on from Monday to Friday? Oh yeah, I got that email by the way. Thank you, Zayfael, for mentioning that. Yes, when doing so like that, like when you're splicing wires in outdoor boxes, especially, um, always remember you're outside putting using an electrical box. You're wiring. Use solid wire. I don't like to use, honestly, in my opinion, I don't like to, and I know I'm a little off on that. I don't like to use stranded wire, uh, because they corrode much quicker. They are very brittle, and they don't hold and last as long as solid wire. So I like to use solid wire, and what I do is, um, when I'm splicing, making my connections, I would tape the like, they say that you don't have to because of the long skirt of the wire nut, and you're supposed to have them standing up, like facing up the wire nuts. That way the water does pass through, like it doesn't go into the wire nut. I do that, but what I tend to do is give it the added protection where I just wrap a little bit of the electrical tape, just to sort of like, like in case someone else comes in, or someone goes in and it's just kind of like moves the wires around. And if I don't tape it, it'll just like they'll move it around and fold it their own way, having the wire nut facing down, water gets into it. I do that in case, I don't want someone else coming behind me and moving the wires around, and then something happens and shorts out. But yes, that's um this is so water can drain out. All charges should be in final invoice. Not sure what they have going on. Yeah, I you know what? Let me read back on that email, because did I remember seeing that in the email? Yeah, you did write that. You did put that in the email. And let me go back to it. Actually, let me display it here, because I think it's very important what Zaphael sent me. The corrosion in that picture was solid wire in an outlet to attic. No idea how it corroded like that. Condensation? Yes, definitely condensation. That's also one of the reasons why I wrap it up with electrical tape. It prevents the condensation from penetrating through, any moisture penetrating through into the wire nut, because no matter if you have the wire nuts standing up and there's water trickling in and it goes down, you got to remember that water gets trapped. So when outside, when it starts to warm up outside, that heat radiates into the box, which causes moisture and condensation to increase, and then that moisture goes into the wire nut, gets trapped, causes water buildup, and it starts to corrode. Because every time you're opening up the box, you're also presenting more and more oxygen, and you're causing the corrosion to even increase. Let me see here if I can find. Oh gosh, I think I might have lost your email here, because I have a lot of emails that piled in. Let's see if I can find it and display that. I think it's very important also that if you're doing any splices outside, this is what I like to do. If I do have it on me, I put a little bit of Penetrax antioxidant around the wire, and then I just put the wire nut and then tape around it, so that way it gives that extra protection. And trust me, it does work. It gives the wire a longer lasting effect. Um, in other words, it'll last longer. Oh, here you go, timber stuff. I found it. I found it right here. The pictures. Had a corroded twisted connection. Yeah. But you see, in the photo, it was, and I remember in the photo, you had a pair of wires spliced. One was corroded, one wasn't. Let me see if I can go back to that email. Here it is. Okay, here's the picture. Let me just let me share that. But I think I may definitely have to fix the audio before anything. So let me do that really quick, because for some reason the audio. Let's see here. Okay, good. Okay, that should work. Let's switch it up. All right, here it is. So this is the video, the photos as Zaphael sent me. Let's see. Zaphael says, "Crap, should probably go back and wrap the Wago connectors." Yeah, definitely. Search for Zaphael shouldn't be too hard. No, I got it right here. Yeah, if you're using Wago nuts for this, definitely wrap it up with tape. Um, but what I'd like to do once in a while, if I do have in my van, I use Penetrax or like antioxidant coating. I just put a little bit around the wire, then I twist them, put a connector on it, and then tape. Because over time these wires, copper oxidizes when oxygen hits it, and with presented with water and moisture, the acids in the condensation in the water start to eat away the copper. They love moisture builds up an acid in the air. It's like a chemical reaction between the copper and the water, and becomes acidic. Like basically, water is acidic to copper, water and oxygen. So it starts to corrode the copper, turning into like a green or a blue to green or grayish type, coating, and it eats away the copper. Um, Same goes for air conditioning. If you ever look at an air conditioning unit and you rip off the insulation, or you see like frayed parts of the insulation, and in that insulation you see um, the copper tubing kind of like really dark brown. That's oxidation buildup. Sometimes you'll see a little bit of white and green on it. It looks like mold. That's it eating through the copper layer by layer by layer, to the point where sometimes the copper will create a small pinhole. It won't be caused by a drill, won't be caused by anything else but the outdoor elements causing it. It causes a leak. And then most times you have a technician come in and replace the copper or repair it, put solder on it or something. So yeah, that is definitely an issue. You don't want to get moisture, water, or anything like that into your electrical box. Um, it becomes dangerous for it. Look at this. Yo, you did an awesome job here, though. Now, this looks like this was indoors. This is indoors, and then outs was this. This looks like a switch, and it goes out to the attic, or is that the attic, like the box in the attic, but there's like moisture penetrating going into the box? Because sometimes that could happen. Like there's an opening somewhere in the attic, and you have a light fixture box, like right in the ceiling, which is basically hanging from the attic. That could happen. There could be moisture present. It causes a lot of condensation over time. Um, if you want to prevent something like that, usually some people's homes, their attics have no insulation, so they'll just have nothing on the ground. Like you won't go in the attic and you're walking around, you don't see no insulation. You just see the drywall or the wood or whatever. And I'm sorry, guys. I touched the damn wire again, so I'm trying to like keep it away from me as much as possible. I probably should have to flip the microphone better, so that way I don't keep doing that. Okay. My hand's passing through and it's hitting the cord sometimes. I do apologize for that. So, um, but yo, Zafiel, this is pretty good work, man. See, I love how you now these push-on connectors right here. Let me just show you. Um, so these are push-on connectors right here. I do use these. I like these 4-port ones. They're really nice. Now they have a 4-port horizontal version of it, which I use, the yellows, the orange 3 ports, and they have the red 2 ports. I like using these, but if you're using it for like outdoor applications, definitely put tape around them. I like I said, dip it in some antioxidant or Penetrax, put a little bit around the wire, each wire, plug them in, and tape it. Um, Best thing to do is you want to keep these wires in great condition, especially the copper stripped ends. You want to keep them in good condition. Like you want to keep them as a nice copper. You want to still have that copper coating on it. Um, because the longer, you know, the better the condition of the wire, the longer it will last. So and you're just doing your not only yourself a favor, you're doing the next guy who comes behind you to work on it. You're doing him a favor that he doesn't have to deal with any brittle wires or anything like that, and then he's got to end up doing some crazy work on it. But these are great photos, man. I really appreciate you sending me this. This is awesome. I love how you just labeled everything. Now, take take this take this to heart, guys. When you're doing electrical work, label label your wires. If you're not sure what's the feed, you got a pen tester. If it beeps, you got a feed wire. Mark it as your feed. Mark your switch legs. Switch leg as in the wire going from the switch to the light. That's your switch leg. Mark it. Label everything. It's key to do that because if you have someone else who, let's say, works in the same company, you're a coworker, come in behind you, you don't want them calling you and say, "Hey, man, I'm here at this job you were at. There's an issue here. Now they want to add something. I don't know what's just a switch leg and this and that. I'm trying to figure it out." You could have a bunch of wires in there and they have no idea what is what. It's good if you go and do the troubleshoot, make sure you label every wire. Okay, it's very important to do that because it shows how good of a craft of how good of a work how good of a job you do, and it shows that you care. It really does show that you care about what you do. So he emailed me and said had a corroded twist connection. Didn't think I like Wago, but save a lot of room in the outlet boxes. I do love those Wago connectors. They do save a lot of space. My coworkers, on the other hand, don't really like them as much. They think it takes too much space. But if you think about it, using the red and yellow wire nuts, which I also personally love using those, not the red Buchanan plastic crap. Those things are garbage. Yeah, if you feel like, hey, these wire nuts do take a lot of space. Over time, they take a lot of space. If more wires you add, more circuits you add, the more space they take up with those wire nuts. These things, these Wago or push-on connectors, are the best. Like, whoever invented that is like a freaking genius. They're making money right now off of it, but it definitely saves a lot of space in the boxes. Especially if you have big, like, for instance, this right here. Hold on. Especially if you have switches with a big backing into it. Dude, it does wonders. It does wonders. So I really appreciate you sending me these photos, Zafiel. Awesome job, by the way. Got to compliment my man here for that. So, yeah. Let's get back to it now. All right. So, awesome job. Now, that's the type of work if you are a helper or a first year apprentice, you're starting to do devices, switches, outlets, label things. Especially if you're going to someone's home and nothing is labeled and you're trying to figure things out while troubleshooting. You do make sure you label everything. Label your feed, label your switch legs, label any pass-throughs, test those pass-throughs, see what they're connected to, what they're for, label those as well. You could get pass-through, meaning there's like a splice for another outlet or maybe another, a light for another room. You don't know. You want to make sure the person that comes in behind you knows what the heck they're working on when they open up that device. All right, or open up the box. Okay, Sayfield says, ooh, wait, I missed a lot here. Oh, the first picture was truck light outlet. Second is a switch on wall. Nice. Tack light outlet. Oh, tack light outlet was to attic. Those are 4-port inside on wall switch. I should tape ones on ceiling by track light. Yeah, you don't necessarily like when it comes to something like that, like especially if you got an attic and you have a light fixture and then above that light fixture is the attic and there's no insulation, definitely tape up the wires. You're gonna have over time you get condensation, especially in the summer when it gets hot and very humid. Condensation builds up. It starts to rot wood. It starts to rot the drywall. It starts to go into electrical boxes. It starts to rot out and corrode the wiring, and you'll start getting water in the box. It can cause fire. Tape up your wires. if you got antioxidant coating, dip them in that, put them in the wire splicer connections, tape them up. Don't take a chance. Now, if you have wall switches below an attic, the moisture won't get as far in if you have a barrier that's like either fireproofed or insulated. So you're good. You don't necessarily have to tape up every connection in your house or any buildings you work in, as long as they're not exposed to any outdoor elements. Um, you'll come across on some commercial job sites where it's existing work. You open up a box and you feel like a cold draft. That means the walls are not properly insulated. I would suggest taping them there and then. Look for clues. If you feel a draft, a cold draft especially, and you can't insulate, there's poorly insulated walls, tape up your connections. These are signs you got to look for because you want to do the job safely and professionally. And if you come back, you get a call back later down the road, maybe a couple of months later. Hey, the customer switch that you did at their office, it caught on fire. We don't know why. Can you go? Did you do anything? And you can go and say, well, I did this and I did that, and it shouldn't have caused that. You go back and you realize, yo, there's a cold draft coming out of this wall next to my box. Condensation, moisture, oxygen, water, H2O hits, and H2O becomes a conductor when it makes contact with electricity. It becomes a conductor, could cause a spark, cause anything that's combustible around it, could catch fire. It's science, you can't argue with that. You can't. Um, let's see here. Yes, for dear God, label. Yes, it's so important to label things when you're working on them. Especially if you're, let's say, oh wow, we are in overtime right now, so let me start putting this in. So, especially if you're in a customer's home, they have no idea what's what. They have a switch that has no idea what it's for, and you find out what it's for. You want to maybe use like a P-Touch printer or a label maker and put it on the side of the faceplate or anything like that, just to kind of make it convenient for the customer to know what it's for. You could even put down the circuit number, things like that. I once in a while, if I do have my hands on a label maker from my job, I will label breakers. I will label faceplate cover plates on devices like switches and outlets, and let them know what this is for, what circuit it's on. So that way the next electric come in, they can just read and say, oh, okay, go to the panel. That's circuit 5 outlet. Shut it off. Yep. Confirm it's off. That's the one. He can do what he has to do. Change out an outlet for maybe a USB outlet or whatever the case may be. All right. So that's a smart switch with a 802.11 Wi-Fi. Nice. Sorry, spell correct. Track light. What brand of anti-oxidation coating do you like? Thanks, didn't mean to steal, end of show. Would be cool to see if you live stream with some other YouTube folks, construction cronies. Oh, definitely. We collaborated I think twice. He did an interview on me with twice on his show. It was cool, man. The only thing, it was pretty late, so it was like, I think it was like what like 9 or 7 p.m. where he was, and it was like 9 p.m. where I was. It was a big time difference because he's from Edmonton, Canada, and New York in the U.S. So yeah, we did, yeah, definitely. We're actually, I gotta get in touch with him because I know he wanted to do another video, like a little live stream together again. So I gotta keep in touch with him to see if like when he's free to do so. But yeah, we can definitely talk about the trades again and stuff, and things like that. Like we'll shoot the shit and whatever, talk about other things, besides the trade. We could talk about other things that could be related or non-related, so but yeah, definitely construction cronies is like one of the guys I was really kind of closer with in YouTube. So definitely a collaboration again, getting on YouTube together and doing a live stream. That would be pretty awesome. I like to see that again because it was fun. I had a good time. All right. So guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate everybody being here on the live stream. It's been cool. Really interesting that you guys come in and say what you got to say, and it's really cool that you guys have different opinions and different experiences. This was a great chat. Especially Z-File. Thanks for this was an awesome chat. Even hit up Ed the old tech guy. Another great panel. I'll look into him. That sounds interesting. Ed the old tech guy. Okay, cool. Thanks for that, man. But anyways, guys, gotta end the stream here. So going into another hour, so I can't really extend it out that long. But thanks for watching. Appreciate every single one of you being here. We'll see you guys possibly Tuesday night. Tuesday night is gonna be awesome. Anyone's more than welcome to come into the chat, talk about the trade, talk about their day. We're gonna talk about how, our day went in the trade, what we learned, things of that nature for the late chat. So, afterwards, bro, yeah, I guess I'll see you guys till Tuesday. I guess, yeah, Tuesday night. The chat will start possibly at 8 p.m. I'm trying to see what I can fit on that. And, oh, that's the wrong window. Hopefully, yeah, I can do it. If not 8 p.m., probably 8:30 or 9, depending on the time, So, great to see you keeping with it. Yeah, definitely, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, guys. So next time, I guess I'll see you guys Tuesday night, and enjoy your weekend during the rest of the Sunday. And yeah, be safe out there. Always remember, wear your personal protective equipment. Watch each other's back. Help them know they're out. I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy, everybody. Later. We are go. Wait, hold on. Just gotta find it. Gosh, this thing is so confusing. I'm having a little trouble with the thing, but before I actually end the stream, let me mention also. Oh, one other second here. I think there's something wrong here. It's not gonna let me do what I wanted to do before I end it. Nope, that's not it. It's definitely not it. Because it's gonna have a problem later. Okay, yeah, so guys, see you next time. Later.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.